Hey y'all, it's Christmas Eve, and my stepfather is currently in the hospital, and this year has been brutal regarding his medical condition. Now, I am fully convinced that if they had not relied on the Rockefeller, you know, medical system, that he would probably be in better hands. However, I don't have any control over that. And right now, I am, cooked my pasta and my Italian pasta, nothing grown in the US pasta, and my organic rolls, homemade, not stored on a shelf for 12 fucking weeks. Walmart shit. Um, I just want this on record because I don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. My mom has asked me, what do you want to do for Christmas? And I was like, I'm going to make frittatas because my stepdad loves them. The year that I made them, he was like, this is amazing. These are great. I can't even finish it. It is so good, and I could eat that whole pan, but my stomach won't let me. He's in the hospital right now. He has a defib. He has had problems with this entire fucking year. Hold on. Yeah, I had to get a new one. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to reheat my food after I get done with this. I just, my stepdad has come to the punch more times than I know on my behalf, even though he was grossly offended at my military aggressiveness when I first got out of the service. I had worked so hard for so many years to be pleasant and like customer service, pleasant, control my temper from like telling people who ask stupid questions like, are you a fucking idiot? Like, I was at Home Depot. I mean, I'm gonna give you an example. I was at Home Depot. I ran the lumber department at night, and I had come in before close. I was kind of like just scoping out everything that needed to be packed down in order to bring the new freight in, stock up all the overhang. And I had a customer come in asking for fascia. And the question was so stupid in my perspective of construction. I mean, it was so stupid that I was like, and I pointed to the trim aisle where the one buys were at, hoping that his terminology matched his experience for asking a question. Now, I'm a dental laboratory technician. Yes. I can take a cast dental die and carve out a tooth in wax. That's my experience in all things technological. I'm a dental laboratory technician by trade. I've worked with gypsums since I was 20 years old because of that job. I also know construction because I have a very skilled, I had deceased brother, very skilled brother in the art of home construction. Okay, I have worked construction. I am a tongue and groove goddess. I am a plaster gypsum goddess. I go with gypsum because that's what I do right now. I drive a cement mixer and I put concrete on the ground and they move it around. That's the basics. That is it in a nutshell. Now, there's a lot more to my job than just driving a truck with cement on it and putting it on the ground for somebody to move it around. And I'll go into that later. However, I am really feeling it. It's Christmas Eve. My stepdad is in the hospital with a heart issue that I think the medical field has mismanaged, bar none, across the board, entirely fucked up. I have not gone there to visit. He's been there about 2 days now. Right now, I'm determining how I'm going to do the brunch tomorrow. My mother has called and requested a no salt vegetable one, frittatas. I'm a frittata goddess. I do frittatas about as good as I pour concrete, and that's pretty fucking good. Because the dump truck operator was like, his observation of not even knowing this job, his observation, this dump truck operator, like, they were all like 7 fucking people, like, if they could all pour like her, this would have been done an hour ago. Time is money. And I don't milk the clock. When it's time for me to go, I get the fuck out of Dodge. I don't milk the clock. I don't waste company payroll. I do my job. I keep my truck as to the minimum of funkery as I can think of before it starts to annoy me. And yeah, then I will be like, I'm pounding. I can't take it. And he'll be like, I got you, girl. My dispatch. Right now, yeah, my macaroni's going cold. It's probably a little too hot anyway because I zapped it. But the point is, my stepdad has been there for me every fucking step of the way since I met this man. And yeah, we've had our controversies. He couldn't take my nuances from the military. When I was building a tiny house, I was like, I can't take gaps. I can't have gaps. Mobility cannot have gaps. And he was confused because in general construction of a house, you can have up to 1/8 of an inch gap. Tiny house, you can't do that. And it offended him in respect. But he had confronted me at one point after I had gone no contact with my mother. Nobody knew I was doing this. I just did it. And he's like, your mom said something the other day. I was like, yeah. He's like, why don't you wait till she gets off work or gets off church? Because I don't want to talk to her. He's like, why? I said, because of the way her attitude was during my daughter's last 2 years of school. She did not want me in that child's life. She thought I was going to have an influence over my child's decision and what her life path was. He's like, oh, you're right. I was like, yeah. I said, and there's other things. And he stepped up and he confronted my mother and threw it in her face. I told him that I'm not making this shit up. I have siblings that can validate. I'm not making this shit up. And he validated. I love my stepdad. He has had my back through a lot of emotional, past, adolescent, shadow work trauma. And yeah, I fear that this is going to be his last year. He is fading very fast. And it is heartbreaking to watch. But I will validate things that I've said in the past. There are people out there. I had a friend in the military. I'll use her as an example. Her father, while we were in AIT, had cancer. And it was inevitable. And she was broken. This poor child. Oh my God, this poor girl. But at the time, I hadn't experienced anything prolonged, preemptive. Like my grandfather passed away. He was old. I knew he was going to die eventually. But it wasn't something that was inevitable at that time. And when it did happen, I was in my teens. So here I am in my 20s, and I have this girl that I'm going to school with. Her father has cancer, and she is wrecked, and she is making the world miserable around her. We can't even be compassionate with her because she is so ugly about the situation. She is automatically thinking nobody cares. We did care. But she was pushing us away. And I let her have it verbally. I can't remember exactly verbatim what I said to her, but it was more along the lines, at least you had time to emotionally prepare, and it is wrong of you to be miserable and bring the world around you, down around you. You don't know what kind of sympathy you would get because you pushed everybody away. Something of that nature. I was in my 20s. I was like 21 at the time. Her and I ended up being really close in the end. Because she realized that her attitude and behavior toward this situation was ugly. And, I all I wanted to do was give this girl a hug. I understood her frustration. She's in AIT. If she were to have left to go home for the funeral, she would have had to restart it. The military schooling. She would have been prolonged in this fucked up environment. She was in a catch-22. I totally got it. I got it. I understood it. But she was like, her attitude and her demeanor were so indifferent that, you know, everybody was like, we don't want to fucking talk to you, you know. But all I wanted to do was give her a hug because I understood. Losing a parent, it sucks. It fucking sucks. Well, I've lost my biological dad back in 2001, like 3 months before 9/11. And my stepdad has been nothing but God's grace to me. And I am attempting to accept preemptively losing him. And it sucks. It really fucking sucks. He's old. He's been failing. He is getting worse. My stepsister, his biological daughter, is very close in age to me. And she is in decent spirits about it. She has accepted that he wants to go home. He wants to go. He's tired. As much as her and I are going to be like wallowing in self-pity for a little bit, having lost this individual, we don't want to lose him. But at the same time, that's selfish. He's lived a very long, fruitful, and he has done good by me. I'm not even his biological. He has stood up to my mom. That's enough for a fist bump on my behalf. It's time. Do I want to let him go? Fuck no, I don't want to let him go. No. I need that man. I need his rational, emotionally mature perspective to control my mother, because she does not have any. It's not her fault. It really isn't. The environment in which she was raised, it did not groom that. And it's understandable. Now that I'm an adult, now that I'm older, now that I've got my own, now that I've done my shadow work, and I look back and I know the stories and I know the history of the family, and I look back on things like, no, they did not raise her to be emotionally stable and mature. My mother didn't raise me to be emotionally stable and mature. I learned the emotional stability and maturity through the military, because I had to maintain that temperament carrying around 700 rounds, or no, that was in the gun truck. 200 rounds of ammo on my person, and 30 of it was in my magazine, in my weapon. And if I wanted to go postal, I could have fucking gone at any time. Military people are not homicidal and volatile. We're suicidal more so than anything. But it just gives you a perspective. We're carrying around a shit ton. We could take out 250 people with the crap that we carry around while we are downrange. In a gun truck, 3 ammo cans, it's about 700 rounds. There requires a great deal of emotional stability, maturity, and just generalized compassion. I carry a weapon every single day. You want to know how many times I've actually pulled it out of my purse? Once. And it never came out of the holster. It was just the appearance. The appearance in the holster. That individual never ever came by my house or tried to threaten me again. Two-way is relevant. Period. My stepdad absolutely, positively, he would die for that constitutional right to maintain. He was my buddy. He bonded with me. Already being in my 30s. Shit, I think I was 40 when they got married. My stepdad is probably not going to live much longer. It is affecting me so badly that I don't really care about bad relationships, narcissistic cluster B milkshakes, my bathroom, any of it. I'm trying everything I can to hold it together. And it's Christmas tomorrow. And I'm 5. That's 5. Yeah. There. Wow. My tolerance has gone way the fuck down. This is a condition of 8 deep. That's 5. Yeah. I'm healing. That's okay. Yeah. I'm loopy on 5. Good. I'm healing. That's what that means. I don't need them as much, but I've gotten into a habit of, consuming 6 to 8 every single night. 5 is making me a dipshit. That's okay. That's okay. Accountability is key. I will probably, it's only probably 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah, I'm going to finish that, eat my pasta, finish this video, upload it, just so you can see what's going on with me right now, because everybody can act. This is the reality. I'm devastated. There are factors of my life. I've got my work, I've got my relationships, and then I've got my family. This is the family portion. I'm devastated right now. I do. I love my job. I fucking love my job. I love my job because I'm fucking good at it. That is why I love it. I found my niche. Relationships. I have people that like me. I have people that don't. That's it in a nutshell. The ones that like me, I know they like me. And I know they care about me. Family, my daughter texts me about once a week. She keeps me in the loop. She knows I'm sensitive. She doesn't talk to me for weeks on end. I'm like, I'm not going to bug her though. I told her, I said, I'm not going to bug you. You have to reach out to me. I'm not going to intrude on your life. I know you got shit going on and I'm not going to pressure you. So, you want to let me know stuff? You let me know stuff. But I'm not going to beg for it. And now we have this. My stepdad is not in good times. So, update. If you haven't heard from me in a little bit, I got shit going on. I still got my bathroom to finish. Yeah. This is real shit. This isn't a short of clipped crap of, remodel. Here. Get views. I don't care if you fucking see this. I really don't. I don't get paid for none of this. Now, I might monetize later. I might pull sponsors later. But for right now, this is the evolution. YouTube used to be all like this. There, nothing scripted, no studios, no crazy stuff. It was just, somebody who had a little bit of clipping skills get in there and show you stuff. How to do's. It was more like home and garden television, micronized. Videos, music videos, stuff that used to be on MTV is now YouTube. You can, with lyrics. Yay. I'm going to do karaoke tonight. I need to know what this fucking song sounds like. That kind of crap. Now I watch tarot and Bigfoot documentaries and UFO documentaries and, Trump rants and blah, 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 blah. Yes. I'm not begging for it, but I'm asking for it. Say a prayer for my family that they heal properly. Should I lose my father here, my stepfather, in the next few weeks or, any future time frame, you've done that. Pray for us for peace. He's 81. He wants to go home. We don't want him to go. But if he wants to go, then we need the comfort. He will have safe passage. Trust me. He's one of Earth's angels. He's been there for me. And I appreciate him wholeheartedly for all the things that he has taught me, even though we have had scraps here and there in the construction field and understanding the environment that I work in. He's the only one interested in what I've got going on. Every time I see him. So what you got going on? I had to do a steel fiber footing. What's that? Well, they got these little bits, steel. They put it in it. He won't it rust? I said, does a rebar rust? He's like, well, yeah. I said, same concept. I said, it's when they don't want to do the rebar bendings and stuff. Depends on the job. We got a lot of them that it's just standard because it doesn't matter either way because rebar rusts. Steel fiber versus bars. Figure it out. I don't know. I don't care. I put the lotion on its skin. They tell me to put steel fiber in my load and I got to pour it into a ditch. I'm going to put steel fiber in the load and pour it into a ditch. And I'm not going to be an asshole about it. I don't care. Usually, it's a pretty easy pour. It's the industrial shit where they start painting themselves into a corner and compromising, trucks hitting each other and not having anywhere to wash out that I have issues with. Yeah. They want this stuff done in record time and they're compromising every effort to do so. That kind of shit. So, drink my beer, eat my food, go to bed. That's my goal in life. I got cooking, cleaning, and laundry to do. Tomorrow's Christmas. Welcome to Blue Collar World. Peace, y'all.